Hey guys, welcome to my job tour video of the Tahiti Inn Motel and Apartments in Ocean City, New Jersey. This is presented by employee Carlo Galelli. Let's get started. So the location. The Tahiti Inn is located in Ocean City, New Jersey, which is labeled as America's greatest family resort. It's been labeled as America's greatest family resort for as long as I can remember because I'm always in Ocean City for the summer. It's a great place to be. It's a If I had to give it my own label, I would label it as a family town as well. It's a dry island, so all the alcohol that's on the island has to be brought in. There's no liquor stores, and restaurants don't have any liquor like that, so that's why it's BYOB and stuff. They really want that family town label, and I really feel like that's helped them, especially in the past couple of years with Atlantic City on the decline and stuff like that. Because it's like 20 minutes away from Atlantic City, and I feel like all those people, people are just really looking for a more family-oriented place to bring their kids and have a good summer vacation. It's been voted many times one of the top shore towns in the state, and I really think that's because of the beaches and just like the hospitable attitude they have toward everyone. Most of the businesses in Ocean City are very hospitable and they're very hospitality oriented. So that's why I felt like it was a great place to do my internship because it really gave me a feel of how the hospitality industry could be, and just kind of helped me like be more inclined to be in the hospitality industry. So the Tahiti Inn, it's been family owned and operated for over 25 years. It was opened in 1989 by an Italian family from Philadelphia. They put the investment in, they built the hotel to where it is today. The building was built in the 1950s, so the hotel part was built in the 1950s from what I remember. And then the apartment complex, like I said in the beginning, the true title is Motel and Apartments. The previous owners built an apartment complex that consists of 12 apartments in the 1970s. So the building is pretty old, but it's been kept in great shape, and it's really aged well, and it always attracts customers. So what the hotel is most known for is its great location and its customer service. So literally right behind the boardwalk, and I think the biggest selling point is that you don't really have to travel that far to go to the beach or any of the boardwalks, great accommodations or anything. It's all right there, which I think is really good. And the customer service, and I think that I could like attest to that because I've worked here for about 2 years, and that's my second or third year, and there's a ton of repeat customers, and I really that just like speaks out to me because hotels, especially repeat guests, is huge, and it's always good to have revenue from that. Let's continue. So here are just some pictures. This is the front of the building of the main hotel building. In the picture on the left, you can see the apartment complex kind of sticking out in the back. There are two waterfalls in the front. They're dyed blue to give that Tahiti persona, and this is just showcasing the front office entrance and a couple rooms and stuff like that. You can see the gardens kept in front very well, and I just feel like that all speaks to that Tahiti persona, and that really just looks great every summer. So that's just the front of the building and the entrance, just to give you more of an insight of what the place looks like a little bit. So my title I was given was maintenance, but I was given this title maintenance so I could just pretty much work wherever I was needed. And the positions I've worked so far were the front office. I've been in the maid service department a little bit. Now, for the parking lot attendant, the owners also have a public parking lot connected to the hotel parking lot. It was purchased as a part of the whole hotel a lot. Like, what I mean by a lot is the premises. So the whole premises that was included when they purchased it. So I pretty much worked in a lot of main hotel positions that I could see myself working in once I graduate. So I've experienced most hotel positions pretty much, and I really feel like I've gained a lot of useful knowledge from doing those things because it could really help me in the future. Like I know most hotels in the industry aren't really this small in size. Like for example, the Hilton in New York has 2,000 rooms, but it's still you good to know like you could be very versatile and just working this many positions. So for the front office, as you can see, there's two main computers. Excuse me. And on the right, just pretty much showcasing the POS system that the hotel uses to check in, like pretty much the reservation system. It's called Reservation, and it's pretty much just a basic reservation system. It works really well. I didn't mind using it, and I've really enjoyed using it. And I can just explain it to you a little bit. So if you look on the picture on your right, you can see the colors, and that shows who's paid, who has kind of paid, but hasn't paid in full, or who hasn't paid. And it's just a really simple system that I feel like a lot of people get used to fast, and I would recommend it for a hotel if I was opening one or anything like that and that sort. So this is just the front office. So what I've done here is I've checked people in, I've checked people out, I'm made reservations on the phone. Just your pretty much your basic front office stuff. But up until this point where I really had no experience until this year doing this, so it was really good to get in there and get familiar with this position. So for the maid service, I would help the maids get rid of dirty sheets so they could go in and get the new sheets laid down and fresh. It really like hastens the process so it doesn't take as long to get rooms turned over for the new customers and stuff. And I would also work in the laundry room helping fold sheets. Now I know people probably think this is a very easy job, but it's not because there's so many sheets coming in, especially on turnover days, that you have to have at least two people at a time doing these sheets and towels and etc. And there's so many because when I stay at a hotel, I like having all that accommodated to me. So it's really important that all the sheets and towels and etc. they're all done on time and they're ready to go. So for the parking lot attendant, as you can see, there are 3 lots that the hotel owns. Now this is just the public parking. As you can see in the picture in the middle, that's the apartment complex, and under that, there's hotel parking, and behind that, there's also hotel parking. So you have the hotel parking and the public parking. And at times it can get really busy. Like I said, it's been the busiest I've ever seen in the city. So people are just flooding in, and it can get pretty hectic at times with all the people just trying to find parking and stuff like that. So it's not really you just sitting under like an umbrella and just sitting there and collecting the money. You have to be very vigilant. You have to know where people are parking if they're parked okay. Sometimes the hotel overflow will park in the public lot, and you got to make sure you have spots for them. So it's really not as easy a job as everybody thinks it is. So how what I did impacted the guest? So the customer comes first, obviously. That's the one thing that pretty much just stands out to me is that it could determine whether they had a good stay or experience. So if you give them a bad attitude or you're just being rude, they could just not want to come there ever again. Like you never know what could happen. So I would always just leave my attitude at the door. It could get very hectic at times. This is the hospitality industry, 365 a year, the usual. So if I left my attitude at the door, it really helps the customers just enjoy their experience because your main goal is to make sure the customer has a good experience. So that's how I would say what I did impacted the guests. How it impacted my employer, was the reputation. Because what you do does represent the employer and what they do, and what I did could determine whether I was helping or hurting my employer. So if I was doing a bad job, it would just hurt my employer more than I would be helping them. So what I tested this is the work ethic. I would want to do the work ethic that they wanted, but I would also want to do a work ethic where like I could contribute and help make the hotel a better place for guests and customers, etc. So thank you for watching. I hope you guys had a great time watching this video. If you'd like to learn more about the Tahiti Inn, I'll left the link right there below if you want to learn any more information about it. I hope you all have a good day. Thanks for watching.